Hello everyone! For everyone out there who thought that Vishy is too old or, that he really should retire from professional chess, Anand has a message for everyone, and that message is I am still king. After 15 rounds of the World Rapid Championship, Anand, Nepomniachtchi and Fedoseev here were tied in first place with 10.5 points, since Anand made a very precise and calculated decision to make a quick draw in round 15. Saying to Carlsen, if you want to win the World Rapid Championship, you have to beat Grishchuk, and that's not an easy task, especially in the last round of any championship. So Anand made a quick draw in round 15, and here after 15 rounds there was a tiebreak. Anand faces Vladimir Fedoseev, and out of the two games they played, Anand won both games, and this is one game where Anand has the black pieces, and it's quite a bloodbath. So let's see this game, and the ending is kind of confusing to me. I didn't get a chance to catch the live feed, so probably some of you have seen it and you will know what happened there. Fedoseev opens with knight to f3, the Reti opening. Anand goes d5, we have g3, knight to f6, and bishop to g2, the king's Indian attack. We have c5, Fedoseev castles, and knight to c6. c4, d4, and e3. We have e5, e captures on d4, e captures on d4, and d3. Bishop to e7, Anand prepares to castle, bishop to f4, Anand castles, and rook to e1. Knight to h5, attacking the bishop on f4, bishop back to c1, and we have knight to f6, back by Anand. Knight to a3, a6, and we have knight to e5. Knight captures, rook captures, and bishop to d6, kicking the rook back. Rook to e1, and now comes rook to b8. Knight to c2, we have h6 and b4. And it seems like you could capture this pawn, it looks like a free pawn. But if you capture, then simply queen to d2, there's gonna be, white can easily retrieve this pawn if you even try to protect it. Again, then bishop to b2, there's a double attack on the d4 pawn, so there is no way to actually win material here, you're just gonna worsen your position. So after b4, Anand plays b6, we have b captures on c5, b captures on c5, and now bishop to a3. As there really is no good square to develop this dark square bishop, e3 is taken, f4 is impossible, g5 is impossible, so a3 seems like a reasonable decision. Anand plays queen to a5. We have queen to c1 now, protecting the bishop on a3, so now the knight on c2 could move, but in reality it doesn't really have a place to move. Rook to d8 by Anand, and now comes, white is really, it's not that black is actually in so much better position, but it's hard for white to play any move. So here Fedoseev tries a very nice tactic. It's a sneaky tactic, and this is where the bloodbath really starts. Knight captures on d4 by Fedoseev here. Anand plays c captures on d4, we have bishop captures on d6, rook captures, and queen to f4. Now attacking the rook on d6, if that rook moves, the other rook on b8 will be hanging. And here Anand played queen to c7. Queen to c5 was a better choice, but you have to find that after rook to e5 attacking the queen can actually come to a3, and that this position will be okay for black. But Anand plays queen to c7, and it's just as well. c5 here. Queen to c5 would actually prevent this annoying, let's call it tactic. And the best move here is actually to capture this pawn. But again, you have to find that after queen captures, rook comes to c1, or rook a comes to c1, that after queen b4 you can't really continue harassing the queen. If you play rook b1, simply queen captures rook on b1, and after rook captures, the king has nowhere to go. You have to block this with bishop to f1, and now comes bishop to h3. There is no defense against rook captures on f1, and black won, yes? So after c5, Anand played rook to d7, and now this really allows the annoying tactic of c6. This comes with an attack on the rook. If you move the rook, your queen is hanging. If you move the queen, the rook on b8 could be hanging. So the best idea here is to actually play rook to d6, and again everything is fine for black. But Anand plays queen captures on f4, and he allows the annoying in-between move c captures on d7. And now your queen is still attacked on f4. Fedoseev is threatening d8 to promote the pawn to a queen. Anand stops this, queen to c7, and we have rook to e8 check. Now, if you capture the rook, then d captures will grab the knight and also bring up another queen. So king to h7 was played, and now d8 queen. But fortunately for Anand, there is this knight captures on e8 that is actually protecting the queen on c7. So queen captures on e8, and we have bishop to f5. Now Anand immediately jumps into the attack, going for the d3 pawn. And it's very rare that you will see after a bloodbath like this that the material on the board is completely equal. Queen to a4, attacking the d4 pawn, and we have queen to c3, making more pressure to the d3 pawn. Also, this comes with a tempo on the rook on a1. Rook to d1 by Fedoseev, and now bishop captures on d3. Anand grabs a pawn. Also now the pawn on a6 is protected by the bishop, so everything is well, and Vichy is up a pawn. h4 by Fedoseev, he has to try and make something happen, but rook to b1. As Anand is up a pawn, he wants to exchange more material. Rook captures, bishop captures, and we have queen to e8, going for the f7 pawn. Anand simply defends this, bishop to g6, and here comes the bishop to d5, attacking the f7 pawn, but Anand sees that his d pawn is actually marching down the board. d3 is played. Here we have bishop captures on f7, bishop captures on f7, queen captures on f7, and since I didn't catch the live feed, I don't exactly know what happened here. In this position, Anand played queen to e1 check. And after king to g2, he pushed to d2. And in this position, it seems that Vladimir Fedoseev resigned the game, as I saw Anand won this game. But actually, I mean, after queen to f5, there really is no way to prevent perpetual check. For example, queen f5, king g8, queen to c8. And what do you play here? If you play king to f7, how can you prevent the perpetual check? Queen c4 check, the king can come. Okay, perhaps the king will be able to escape. Yeah. It seems the king will be able to escape, but I thought, yeah, okay, I thought after queen to f5 was actually good enough to make a perpetual check. But okay, after this d2 move, Vladimir Fedoseev resigned the game. Obviously, this isn't enough for white to gain a perpetual, but it wouldn't be enough since Anand already won one game. So if this is the case, for those of you who have seen the live feed, do share in the comments. And once again, congratulations to Viswanathan Anand for winning the World Rapid Championship. Fedoseev here got second place, and Jan Nepomniachtchi is third. Magnus Carlsen, after all the drama in round 15, got fifth place in the end. And interestingly, Peter Svidler, who won the Russian Chess Championship, I think it was like 10 days ago, also broke into the top 10 players, regarding the ELO rating, and now he won 10th place in the World Rapid Championship. So, I don't think we've seen the last of Peter Svidler. But yeah, that was the game. Anand is the world champion in rapid chess, and it seems like, he still has it. Maybe he can't really take it, how do I say it? Maybe it's too hard for him to play classical games, since, I mean, he is older, so maybe that's too exhausting for him. But here in rapid chess, I mean, he totally destroyed all the young players, and, really won it like a pro. So yeah, that's the game. I do hope you enjoyed it. As usual, you can check two of my previous videos here. Both of them will be from the World Rapid Championship. In the description below, there will be a link to my playlist containing all of the games I made for the World Rapid Championship. You feel free to check those out. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, probably tomorrow, with some more games from the World Rapid Championship, and the World Blitz Championship is starting, so some nice games from there will be analyzed and uploaded as well. Thank you all, and I will see you soon.